Alright, what is up everybody? It's Lids, and we are back for some more Pyre Community RITE Night. That means some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre featuring, first and foremost, the members of the RITE Club Discord server. I haven't seen Artemis Val in chat just yet, so I don't know. Maybe he's here and knows what's coming next. There we go. I was gonna say, do I have to type it in myself? I mean, seriously, come on. What's up, everybody? Well, that is the basis for today. But of course, you all in chat, you're not off the hook, not just yet, because you got the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you will see all the various requests that you can make, ranging from everything, including exiles, masteries, talismans, songs, arenas, even Titan stars is all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode. And I will hop into said Discord group. Alright. I'm all set. Let me set us back up to our defaults here. And chat, let me know if anyone wants to get us started off today. How's it going, everybody? Anyone feeling so inclined as to begin things for us? Starting off in the festivities? I do see some faces that, well, it's been a little while since we last seen you. How's it going, Chewing Dragon? How's it going, Laughing Pineapple? How have you guys been? Yeah, Chewing Dragon, if you're up for it, I'd say let's go for it. Let me open up Steam Friends here real quick. Okay, and invite has been sent. If remote play is going to work. There we go. So that is one of the two people here. Is there anyone who would like to fill in for the second spot against Chewing Dragon? Alright, Rhoda, you're up for it? Awesome. And we even have the withdrawn in here already. Primed and ready to go. And yeah, for you, Chewing Dragon, will be Dissidents today. Let me get my rotor in here as well, then. Alright. Invite sent to you, iRotor. And conveniently, iRotor was apparently player 2 at the end of the previous RITE Night. Don't even need to type anything in. Amazing. Artemis Val is pleased by the prospect of somebody representing the dissidents here. That being said, I did just hear somebody disconnect. What did we lose? We lost iRotor. Okay, let me resend you the invite here. Okay, resent. And I'm assuming both of you guys will be... Oh, no, there's the reset. We'll be on controller here. If I do recall. Nor says grand ceremony. Okay, sure. Oh no, that's later on. What am I saying? It's down here. Alright, anything else before we get going here? Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. Wait, I just have to adjust my volume.
Okay, no worries.
No, you can invite me again.
Okay. Is it like disconnecting you as you tab out or something?
Yeah, I cannot tap out correctly
That's
without
unfortunate.
disconnecting.
Okay. Here we go. Now, invite sent. Okay, so we should have everyone in here. Chat, let us know if there's anything else you want to see between these two, or if we want to give them a chance to warm up a little bit more first. Oh, a sigil. Yeah, let's see. Let me turn iRotor's sigil on. You are right. Hold on just a second. There we go. Perfect. Okay. I think in that case, let's get started then. No requests here in terms of the characters or masteries or talismans, so you can take whatever team you'd like.
Welcome, exiles. You are gathered at the glade of Liu.
Liu.
Here you shall be tested by your adversary. Prevail
True Dragon says I haven't played in 2 million years.
Dissidents, stand ready.
Well, there's only one way to change that.
Withdrawn, stand prepared.
And it is the corresponding map, that's Retinor. It's
Now
like you
we shall
knew.
get started.
You knew it would be at the Glade of Liu. Alright, so no requests, so you can take whatever you'd like with regard to your team here.
I seem to have the first controller.
Retro, hold on, let me see. Let me see here if I can switch this up just by using Steam Remote Play. That might be possible. Yeah, iRotor's listed as player 1 there. Hold on a second. Hold on just a second. I make you player. What can I do that? Can I do that? No. Oh. No, that actually didn't change anything. Hold on. I swear I can control this black magic that is Steam Remote Play. It is possible. It can be done. It can be done. I think. Maybe. Possibly. Okay, maybe not on second thought. Okay, on second thought. Let's just switch them around here real quick. Would we like to either just have me switch your names around on stream, and at least for one right, we'll have iRotor playing as the Dissidents and Chewing Dragon playing as the Withdrawn, or do we want to just restart altogether and switch you on the actual setup screen as well, so that actually in-game it shows you as your team as well? Preferences there?
Choose
I don't mind.
someone.
iRotor says, don't mind? Okay, in that case, maybe we'll just switch people around here. Let's make player 1 iRotor. And player 2 Chewing Dragon. Okay. So at least for this first right here, iRotor will be on the Dissidents, whereas Chewing Dragon will be on the Withdrawn, but we can switch things around after this. With that being said, you should be good to go here now, iRotor.
Now I cannot change my control. Don't have control.
Hold on.
Control anymore.
I
Did
might
you
have
change
done something silly in Remote Play. I did take away your control in Remote Play. Now you should be fine. Interesting. iRotor leading off with a Prayer Beads Dalbert, which is certainly a popular choice, yes. It's just that I feel like that's not something we see iRotor take very often. Then we'll see Chewing Dragon here, thinking about Headwind. And this is looking like, between Shoulder Smash and big power casting, yeah, gonna be Goals Brace or Headwind. Very defensively oriented. Then, oh man. It's gonna be a full Fate team coming from iRotor here. And again, it's a popular setup, it's just that I'm not sure we've ever seen iRotor do it.
I did it before.
Ah, so he's confirmed it! The last one will be Almer. We tricked him. It's just, I tend to think of you as someone who goes very heavy on the demons with the imps. And using those portals to send Vizpaleth through, and score more easily, and then usually the third character is Palmas. So this time it's Palmas joining 2 out of 3 members of the Fate. Not quite an all-fate team for iRotor. And then it's Chewing Dragon here, who looks to be thinking about using a demon. And it's a Solium's Horn Ignarius. It's a pretty defensive team here from Chewing Dragon. You see all those big power casts. But iRotor still has Dalbert, comes back just in time to plunge here for 20. Big power cast there. Oh, and well deflected there from iRotor, knocking it back and taking out Headwind. Here's Palmas, his throw. It's intercepted. Now it's over to Tizo. Tizo goes down. Headwind, oh, it's banished by Palmas here. That Chewing Dragon just Ignarius back to defend. Is he capable of intercepting? No, even from that range, unblockable. Surprising. Would have thought that'd be far enough away. Ignarius would have been able to pick that one up, but apparently not. Headwind. Over to Ciso. Now Ignarius. Knocks Dalbert back. Over to Tizo. Now Ignarius. Oh, he's blocked. But he's still on top of the Pyre. Now he goes down. Dalbert, oh, sneaks in here for 20 damage for iRotor. Headwind against Palmas. Once again, well blocked there. But second time round, Palmas goes down. Same with Dalbert. Just Raji remaining now. He goes down. But his Goldbrazer, or rather his Web Lanthorn triggers, bringing back a defender, although now that defender has been banished. And look at that, Ignarius, with his jump, knocks Raji through his own portal so that he cannot defend, so Ignarius can plunge. Although Dalbert makes it through here for 20. Headwind versus Palmas. Palmas, ooh, quick enough to elude Headwind. So Palmas goes down here. Headwind, oh, Dalbert says, don't mind if I do. Ignarius, moving in on Palmas, takes him out, takes the orb, knocks back the defenders, and makes it in for another 30 damage here. Headwind versus Dalbert. Dalbert, he's quick. Makes it in for 20 here. Now Chewing Dragon back to full strength. Has Ignarius back, although one score could do it here for iRotor, and that could have been it. But well blocked from Chewing Dragon. Watch out for that portal now that iRotor has, though. That is dangerously placed. Just Ignarius for Chewing Dragon. Trying to knock back Dalbert with those jumps. Does so the second time round. Blocked this time, though. Gets rid of Raji. That brings back Headwind. Oh, look at this. Dalbert makes it in. The winning plunge. GG.
The dissidents prevail. They brushed aside their adversaries without too much trouble. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Epic, indeed. Nice. Good way to get things started.
Until the next rite.
Alright, and now chat, let us know if there's anything else you want to see for the next one. In the meantime, let's switch these two around here. And so we'll have iRotor as the Withdrawn, player 1, and then Chewing Dragon as the Dissidents, player 2. Let me switch them around. Your sigils as well now. There we are. Alright, so yeah, anything else we'd like to see for this next one? What are we thinking? Now that they've warmed up, now we can show no mercy, right? The sermon intro, no! You gotta put down the points you want the sermon intro. Give you the first one for free. After that, I'm not so forgiving. The first one is a charity one. That's what I mean. I just gave you a free sermon intro. Anor is going for exiles here, okay. True Dragon's like, I don't know about that, Lids. Just saying, nobody paid for that sermon intro that I just gave you. I was feeling gracious, so I gave it to you. Alright, so we'll see what Anor has in mind here. In the meantime, of course, if anyone has any other suggestions in terms of masteries, talismans, or songs, arenas, even Titan Stars, that's, assuming it's still compatible with Anor's request that is incoming here, that's still okay to do. Anor may have a master plan, though. You may not be wrong. Okay. Alright, it's gonna be one of those days, huh? It's gonna be one of those Despacito days, isn't it? Alright then, if you insist. Alright, I'm curious to see what Anor has planned for us here. Like I was saying, I mean, we saw I wrote her go with last time what was 2 out of 3 of the Fate members is oftentimes a popular choice. Though I tend to think of Iroder as more a Demons plus Imp player, and then I think of Chewing Dragon more so as a Kerr type of person. But we'll see. We'll see what the request is for. Anor just left? This was a master plan? Oh man. Oh man, has Anor abandoned us? The whole plan was to lead us on, pretend to make an Exiles request, and then leave, and then for the next 3 hours we'll be waiting around for that Exiles request?
Anor, wait. What was your request? Hold on. We've been waiting for 5 years.
Imagine playing Kurz with 200 ping. Hey, 200 ping is... It's not that bad. It's unpleasant, yeah. But it could be worse. Alright, and at this point, I would say... Let me double check. Has Anor truthfully disappeared? I don't know. Don't know what your ping is. I would say, given how I'm not sure if Anor is still here, let's jump in and do a match here, and then as soon as Anor is ready with that request, then we'll make it happen. But I'm not sure. He may have ducked out for a minute, or may have gotten distracted with other things, IRL and what have you. So why don't we carry on here, at least for now. And then once Anor is ready, we can do her request. And that there is the sound of a boat.
Welcome. Who shall conduct?
So we'll see how that may affect the teams that these two opt to take. So this is Iroder leading off with Raji here. Then Chewing Dragon. Taking Ulmer. Maybe across the two of them, we might see a 100% Fate team, or at least all the members of the Fate. Then this is more so what I expect to see coming from my rotor. Vids.
Demon.
Then for Chewing Dragon, did see him take a power casting headwind last time. This time might see something similar, just in the form of Lendl instead. Slightly different from a mastery standpoint, so I'll go all the way down on the left side for the 10 Leech. But does stick with Gold Bracer here for the big power cast. And I think we saw it was Chewing Dragon who used Ignarius last time, but now it's Iroder going that route, so 2 demons for him, and oh, look at this. Taking Brazen Manor, taking the Flame Leech, which means that if he can get that Brazen Manor off and score, that is a huge point swing. For what, 60 net points? 40 damage, 20 leech. Of course, easier said than done, but that is, in theory, the plan for Iroder. Hey, Nor. Sorry, we weren't sure if you had ducked out of chat for a bit, and so we made sure to keep going here in case you had left us for a bit. But we're happy to honor your request as soon as you are ready to make it. So we can hop right into it for the next one if you'd like. Sorry about that. Yeah, the internet decided to cut off. No worries. So yeah, we're just getting this one going in the meantime then, but let us know as soon as you are ready what that request will be, and we'll make it happen for the next one. Okay, so here is the big setup that Iroder's looking for. There's the Brazen Manor, goes through the portal, giving him infinite stamina, has the orb. Can he make it in? Yes, he can. So it's 40 damage. Technically speaking, it's not quite as good at the very beginning, because Iroder doesn't need to leech when Iroder is on full Pyre life, but still 40 damage is 40 damage. There's a shoulder smash coming from Lendl. Is Palette going through the portal? Now she's flying around. And she'll plunge here, this time for 30. Oh, and look at that. I wrote her going through the portal, but actually gets banished in the process. Here's Ulmer plunging for 20. Big explosion there for Iroder, taking out all the would-be defenders. Ignarius doesn't even need to do Brazen Manor. Scoring without it would be enough, but Iroder says, nah, if I'm going, gotta go big or go home, right? But gets banished, and you know, probably would have had enough time to make it in for the plunge had he not gone for the Brazen Manor. But here is Chewing Dragon countering with a 20 damage throw. And I mean, that's truly the nature of Brazen Manor, right? I mean, it was truthfully, utterly brazen. And going for it again here, Iroder is. There's the Brazen Manor, has the orb, but once again, with that delay, means that now True Dragon has time to go through. Oh, but look at that! Goes through the portal, knocks back all the defenders, and then pulls off the huge winning score.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
GG.
The rite is complete.
Chewing Dragon's like, can we replay that one? It is cool. It is cool. This reminds me of the time when Chewing Dragon, what was it? We do 10 times replaying against, I think it was Amanda, who was on the meta setup, and we were saying, alright, you know, let's just give it another shot here. Once, twice, 3 times, and then it just kept on going. I think we actually did go for 10 rematches. But I do think we have a request incoming here from Anor, so in the interest of making sure that we get the chance to honor that as quickly as possible, I think we do head back over to versus mode here.
Until the stars align.
Yeah, fire away, Anor. I think, you know, we put you on hold there, so I want to make sure we get the chance to make that happen as soon as possible. So let us know what you want to see for this next one. No worries, no worries. We already made you wait. Okay, so the much anticipated request here from Anor. Looks like she's adding the masteries to it as well. It was a master plan to listen to Despacito again. So 2 imps and a cur. You can only score while in howler form. Oh man. Now that, I am pretty sure, is a first. I don't think we've ever seen that before. You can only banish with a cur. Very, very interesting. I am almost certain we've never seen that. Or at least from a request. I mean, as to whether anyone voluntarily decided to do that, maybe.
The withdrawn.
This will be very interesting to see.
The dissidents. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Okay, so 2 imps and 1 cur. Can only score with the imps in howler form, which means that, of course, you're going to have to take the imp salute, or I suppose you could take that 1 cursed talisman that has the chance of turning them into a howler when they come back from banishment, but then you're gonna have to make sure that you banish that character, and sometimes you're gonna get the howler, sometimes you're not, so that would be a very
2 imps, 1
careful
harder,
beginning.
was it?
Say again?
2 imps, 1 harder, was it?
2 imps, 1 cur, but you can only score
Yeah, one
when
card.
you're a howler. I mean, technically, I guess you could go 2 imps and give your cur that cursed talisman, and maybe it happens to turn into a howler when it gets banished, and so maybe that gives you another character you can score with? I don't know. We'll see how they approach it. Chewing Dragon's like, I don't know how howlers work. Goodbye. Basically, they are a little bit faster than imps, but they cannot sprint, so they just have high base movement speed. They cannot jump, and they cannot, what else? They can't banish. They don't have an aura. So, they are purely offensive in that sense. And they are, at least in this case, the only characters that you are allowed to score with for this next match. And the curs are there for defensive purposes only, unless you happen to take that 1 cursed talisman that could theoretically, possibly, turn them into a howler as well.
Can we banish with imps, or can we only banish with the car?
Can only banish with a cur. Can only banish with a cur. So no imp banish. I mean, that's another tricky thing, is imps are usually there for their defense, right? And curs are usually there for their offense, so that is a little devious in that sense as well, in that you are using characters for the purpose you would not usually use them for. Okay, and that is perhaps reason why we see Iroda taking Jomir's Fang, a talisman that we just about never see anyone take, let alone take voluntarily. I mean, I suppose this is still a voluntary talisman decision. It's just that it is, of course, indirectly tied to the whole they cannot score with the cur aspect. Oh, and no exploding imps, Anor says. I did not take notice. Did anyone take exploding imps? They may have.
Yes, I think so.
Ooh, okay. In that case, yeah, Anor, does that mean should we reset here? Because I believe we may have some exploding imps. My guess is that's why you made that comment as well. It's like, oh, hold on. I don't want that.
Messenger imp.
please? Okay. Let's reset then. Let's head on back. Because I think that will be pretty important. Because otherwise, yeah, you could just, you know, charge in with your imps, have them explode. And then that means they can banish pretty easily.
The withdrawn shall confront the dissidents. Welcome.
Alright, so no banishment with the imps means that no exploding imps either. So we shall see how that might affect their setup as well. Ooh, and yeah, so we see Iroder going with the damage on the imp, which I suppose does make sense.
Tito.
Does make sense, since that's the only character that he can score with is that imp or the other imp. And that is a speedy dog, or rather a speedy barker. He'll have Vengeful Vow so that he can explode. But you know, with a defensive Cur, I suppose you could make the case that right side Cur could actually be preferable here. Of course, not something you tend to see. That's usually because you're using your Curs offensively, not defensively. But on the right side of the Cur tree, you do have some defensive masteries. So maybe in this situation, you would opt to take those. Chewing Dragon also displeased with this map. It's a little bit of a tricky one. And I'd rather go with the larger aura on Dalbert. Yeah, because remember, no jumping or fluttering with those howlers, and given how there's a large pit of lava in the middle of the map, that does complicate things. I think that's going to make this quite a bit more difficult to score. Ooh, look at this, though. You have a speedy imp here. Coming in for Chewing Dragon, and that could be an interesting factor. Howlers, like I said, they can't sprint, but they do have high base movement speed nonetheless. So having the extra speed coming from that Tailwind Crest could be enough to make it easier to score with it. And that was another Cur Fang, or at least another source of damage when scoring. Specifically with plunges, at least. For Iroder. Okay, then the question is, talisman-wise, what will we see from Chewing Dragon here? Oh, really? Frozen Soul to reduce the starting Pyre life for Iroder. Interesting. So we see Iroder on the offense here first. Now remember, can only score as a Howler. So it looks like Iroder, at least the plan there, was to make an advancement as an imp and then transform last second into a Howler. And just as a heads up, usually what we do when it comes to these specific you need to score or banish in a certain way rights, what we tend to do is if somebody disobeys the rules, then we basically give the opposing player a free score. And so Anor, just want to check in with you if that seems okay, as we see Iroder plunging here for the first score. You know, is that our way of enforcing the rules here? If somebody breaks the rules, do we allow the opposing player to get a free score? Or would we like some other method? I mean, obviously, of course, we prefer that they just do it the right way to begin with, but in case it does happen accidentally. Here is Iroder. Has some room here. and makes it all the way in. And that Curve Fang does add to the damage. Anor says, sure, okay. So that'll be what we do in case somebody vanishes with an imp or stores with a Cur. So here comes Chewing Dragon. Needs to be in Howler form and does just that. Izo blocked. It goes down here. That was a banishment with an imp, for what it's worth. I would note, I don't know if we're talking just casts here, or, I mean, we did see Chewing Dragon run in and banish with Raji. Does that mean we give iRotor a free score here, or we let that one slide because it wasn't an actual cast? I'll let Anor be judged, jury, and executioner. In the meantime, though, I think Chewing Dragon switched over to Howler at the last second there. So, only allowed to banish when you are the Cur. And so that means that, I think what we saw you do was you had either Raji or Messenger Imp, and you just ran straight into somebody, banished them that way. And True Dragon did say that, yeah, he changed it to Howler. I think he did, yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Oh dear. Oh dear. It was more so just the banishment with the imp. Anor seems to be saying, we'll let you off with a warning this time.
Quite the close call there, no?
And look at that portal placement here. Pyre, that is very dangerous. And the other thing is that we saw both players, or rather, neither player take any prayer beads with their plunging characters, or at least their scoring characters, which does mean that, at least in Chewing Dragon's case here, down one of his two scorers. Oh, man, that was quick. So quick, in fact, that I was not able to see if that was a Howler or an imp that scored, but I will give you the benefit of the doubt there, iRotor. And there we go, now it is Chewing Dragon returning the favor. Yeah, perhaps easier than seeing the last second changes over into a Howler if players are approaching as an imp, is you can hear the sound effect when they transform from imp into Howler or vice versa. And that may be a little bit easier to tell if you hear that right before they plunge. With that sound effect you hear right there. iRotor trying to sneak past. It goes down here. Barker down, and again we see Chewing Dragon is down one imp, which does complicate things quite a bit. Of course, could find himself defenseless more often, as is the case here, allowing iRotor to make it in here, and that drops Chewing Dragon to just 8 fire life. But now it is iRotor who is down one imp. Oh, that was not a Howler. That was definitely an imp. That was definitely an imp. Oh, Chewing Dragon, no! That was definitely an imp. And with that, iRotor takes the win. It's tough. It is tough. I will give you that. Oh, well, GG. GG nonetheless.
Until the next rite.
Kind of
Problem
confused.
is
Okay.
that if you rush for the orb, then it's difficult to to prevent banishing sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Because you cannot deactivate the aura.
Yeah. Yeah. If you just, I mean, you could just be standing there, and if your opponent runs into your aura, then you could accidentally banish someone that way. And, you know, you're not actively doing anything to do that, but it just happens because your opponent basically gets banished. Does all the work for you in that sense. Alright, now Chewing Dragon is making a request here. 1. Imps are boomers. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that means. Does that mean no imps? And then 2, all nomads. I just wanted to say the first thing, that's all. Okay. All nomads is the actual request component of that. Okay then, anything else to go along with that? Or will it just be the all nomads for this next rite? Seems like that will be all here. So let's get started. All nomads is their request.
The withdrawn shall now face the dissidents. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
No more lid coin to spare. It's okay. You'll get it in time. You'll get it in time. Alright, so it's a power casting Lendl in the first spot here for Iroder. And looks like similar story here, just with Headwind, the Chewing Dragon, and yeah, I was gonna say, definitely gonna see a lot of those Goals Bracer power casts in this match, I think. And then we have an all right side Headwind, Iroder. And Typhoon Ball is interesting because with all that big power casting, I think it is fairly likely that we will see everyone banished with some frequency. Chewing Dragon approves of the arena as well. Probably one of the better ones for all nomad power casting because it's fairly open. So if you get those big power casts from right around your Pyre, you can cover a lot of ground with it. Now it's Snadra in the last spot here for Iroder with Prayer Beads. Then Snadra for Chewing Dragon. And in this case, rather than going with the plunging, opting to prioritize the quick throws. And here we go. Big power cast, and it is Lendl, who somehow avoids getting destroyed there. Snadra. In both cases, she is the designated scorer of sorts for her respective teams. Here she comes. And in Iroder's case, it is for plunging. Did take Prayer Beads, so she'll be coming back. Whereas in Chewing Dragon's case, it's for throws, so we shall see how those choices match up against each other. Which one is truly the best? Well, here comes Lendl, plunging for 20. He does not have Prayer Beads. I believe he was the Goals Bracer character for Iroder, so that is not a character that he'd like to lose in this situation, but that is the situation in which he finds himself. And there's the Typhoon Ball kicking in. So as we expected, that is a factor. Lendl. Bring back Snadra. And Snadra technically the preferred scorer here, because she can do that, get a quick 20 damage throw in. And remember, several of these characters have the 50% leech, which is the farthest down mastery on the left side for the Nomads. And so even after we see some of these people get their Pyres damaged, that Pyre life may go back up. Ooh, Snadra taking out Snadra. Headwind shoulder smashes her. And this would normally be, of course, on both sides, a very defensively oriented team, in particular with those power casts, but also those shoulder smashes as well, as we just saw. Snadra, did that have enough range? Oh, not quite. Not quite. Guess for the one defender, though, then gets banished by the second. And here comes Headwind. Runs out of stamina, but sidesteps the defender and plunges for 20 here. Oh, is, okay, looks like, yeah, for a second there, some question as to whether Chewing Dragon had disconnected or something, but he seems to be back now. Headwind, he gets shoulder smashed, actually, they both get shoulder smashed. Snadra, again, iRotor's preferred scorer here, going for the plunges, but she gets shoulder smashed. Actually, no, shoulder smash the defender, then gets shoulder smashed. Snadra, for Chewing Dragon, looking to bring back some friends, does just that. Headwind, looking to clear out some space with a power cast. But in doing so, abandons the orb. But iRotor can't quite pick it up and make it in time. Snadra, for Chewing Dragon. Goes around the other way, but iRotor able to recover in time. Snadra for iRotor. Can't avoid that big power cast. And when then Lendl runs into Lendl, that is the last of iRotor's characters here, so Typhoon Bottle is active. Chewing Dragon can plunge if he'd like. For a second there, you wondered, seemed as though he was pondering the options. Do I try to wait and maybe squeeze in a quick throw as soon as Chewing Dragon, or rather, as soon as iRotor does get someone back, but no, opts for the plunge instead. However, with no one back to defend here, now we see the throw there from iRotor, scoring for 20, and we also saw leeching for 10. Once again, Chewing Dragon, no one back to defend, so free score here for iRotor, and technically doesn't even need to throw it with Snadra, because she does come back with Prayer Beads. Anyway, there's a short delay with Prayer Beads, so I suppose it's marginally better, but has that luxury. A power cast there from Headwind. A power cast number 2. Early number 3. Lendl versus Lendl. Oh, guess we're to the last of Chewing Dragon's defenders here. And so iRotor finishes it. Well played.
I'll do one more game.
The rite is done.
Alright. Let's head on back. And I was just thinking, not very often you hear that's the accuser's theme there from Lendl at the very end.
Until the stars.
Very rarely is he the final character that people score with. Very rarely is he used to begin with. But anyways, let us know, chat, if there's anything you want to see for this next one. iRotor was saying probably going to be his last, so if there's anything in particular you want to see between these two, this is your chance to see that happen. Also means that if anyone is interested in getting in on the action, then bear that in mind. We might be looking for someone to swap in for iRotor soon. Chewing Dragon, perhaps in need of more lid coin. Well, I don't know, Chewing Dragon. In a theoretical situation in which you have more lid coin, what would you request? And I don't know, maybe someone in chat who has lid coin to spare might say, "Ah, sure, I'll make it happen." Okay, we have Will of the Scribes. Chewing Dragon's like, oh man, so many possibilities. I could wish anything. I don't know, Chewing Dragon. All I'm saying is that Although you may not have any channel points remaining, there may be others who do, and depending on what you would like to see, you know, if you let people know, there's a chance someone else might hop in and throw down the money for you. Also, we do already have a song request for this one, so I'm afraid no Despacitos this time around. Suggest some 200 IQ option. Something totally mind-blowing. Maybe, but can't promise anything. I mean, got the idea. I'd say fire away. I don't know if that qualifies as 200 IQ. Minecraft Cedo is a banger. That one I'm certainly less familiar with. I can neither confirm nor deny that statement. But I suppose either way, while Chewing Dragon ponders what other songs he can potentially try to create Pyre versions of, let's hop in here. Oh, and we're in iRotor's home arena as well. And that may mean we could see iRotor go with a classic withdrawn setup here. Especially since we see him leading off with Udmilda. Quick throwing Udmilda at that. And Chewing Dragon sticking with a defensive Nomad here, with a Goals Bracer Snadra. And yeah, an Imp alongside Udmilda, looking very withdrawn-like thus far. Now I'm thinking of the right in which we had you could only score as a Howler. What if your opponent, I guess, we didn't have any Crones. That was not part of the request, but it'd be funny if someone had a Crone with the salute on the other side and turned everyone on the team into a Howler, and that's like, oh, thanks, now I can score with anyone. But again, Crones weren't part of that request, it was just Imps and Curs, so purely theoretical in that sense. Alright, so now last one here for iRotor, and yeah, the classic withdrawn setup is Udmilda plus a couple of Imps, and that is what we see here on the home arena as well, so I would say, if anything, this is a very fitting match for iRotor. Thematically, quite consistent. And we have Ignarius with Solium's Horn, the longer casting. Chewing Dragon, checking the scouting report. Paying particular attention to Hope, it seems. Maybe wondering if this is a very Banishing-centric match. Who is going to be the one to get people back first? And, well, both Demons and Crones have very low hope. Oh, and maybe going for the additional banishment time on Ignarius. Takes the mastery for that as well. Interesting. Don't see it too often, but he's committing to it. Oh, oof indeed. Everyone gone on Chewing Dragon's side means simple throw here for Iroder to get things started. Snadra. Raji comes in and does the same thing here, explodes on all the defenders. Once again, means Iroder has an easy throw here for another 30 damage. Snadra. This time, shoulder smashes the defender, but goes down as well. Oh, and there is the prone salute. Making Chewing Dragon defenseless here. So once again, an easy throw here for Iroder, dropping Chewing Dragon down to just 45 Pyre life. Shoulder smashes one defender. And Ignarius gonna come after the others. So Tizo has perhaps an opportunity here. Sneaks on in and has the extra damage, so that's 25. That means that now could just take one more score here for Iroder. Certainly Milda only needs one. But Snadra the only one left at the moment for Chewing Dragon. Orb right next to the Pyre. So Iroder plunges for the win.
The withdrawn prevail. They overwhelmed their adversaries utterly.
There's no way I start rushing with my
The
Crone
rite
against Nomad
is
first.
ended.
Well played.
That's what imploding M's up for.
Haha. That's such a small arena like this, it's just like you dash a couple of times with it, and then there you go, you explode on everybody. So quick.
Yeah, but like if you go with the Crone first, then you get banished by the cast, then you're gone for 15 seconds, then you have to get your the Crone back with your Imp, and then you have to hunt the orb, and everything goes downhill from there. Just start with the exploding and you put your opponent on the defensive.
Uh-huh. Well played. And so I think you were saying last time I wrote her that that might have been your last one. You're gonna stop here?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
and I
too
think
tired. I'm
okay, no
really,
worries.
really tired.
Well, thanks for stopping by, and I think that's a fitting one. What with the very strong withdrawn theme, free to end on that. So awesome. Okay, in that case, we're looking for someone else to swap in for Iroder.
Thanks
Is
for the
there-
games.
Thanks for stopping by. And is there anyone who would like to do just that? And just check in with you, Chewing Dragon. Are you good to stick around, or do you want to swap out as well? What are you thinking? I am here. Would you like to stay here? Happy to keep you in, if you're still available. What's up, Rebalt? How's it going? How are you? So yeah, we're looking for one person to swap in here for Iroder. So if there's anyone in chat who is interested in doing so, then that would be great. Alternatively, I mean, I can jump in myself, but I generally prefer to get you all in instead of me. Nice, nice. Well, happy to have you. So yeah, is there anyone who would like to hop in here? Otherwise, it may by default go to me, I suppose. At least at the moment, not seeing anyone raising their hand, so I think, why don't I jump in here? And as soon as anyone else is interested or available, just let me know and I will happily swap out. So, let me put my name in here. And let me just switch myself over. The Pyre Hearts. Alright, nice. Really a default player? Ah, no worries. Ironer is very good. Yeah. Okay, let me just plug in my controller here real quick, but I suppose in the meantime, chat, let us know if there's anything you want to see between Chewing Dragon and myself. Yeah, I mean, and that's just part of it, right? Is, you know, part of the nature of RITE NITE is getting a little bit more experimental, you know? If left to our own devices, maybe you just pick one team that you prefer above all else and only play that. But, you know, going against different people, trying different strategies, having the requests from chat, means that you get to mix it up a little bit more and try some things that you might not otherwise try. And sometimes it's tough to make it work. Other times you get surprised and you realize, you know what? I kind of like this setup that I hadn't tried before. Alright, I'm all plugged in now. Let's make sure that Chewing Dragon is still on controller, though. So yeah, anything else you'd like to see here, chat? Otherwise, we can get things started. Alright, but seeing no such requests, let's get going. Give me a little chance to warm up as well, for which I am grateful. Oh man, but I hear the water. I think it's Follisolium. It is. There's like a slight difference in the sound. It's a little bit hard to distinguish, but we had the boat earlier today, and it just sounded a little bit different. Okay, so, how would I like to lead things off here? I think I'm gonna keep things simple to begin with here. And go this route. Yeah, and so no requests here, Chewing Dragon. You can take whatever you want. Okay, so it looks like a jumping Ulmer. And in my case, I think I will go with, it's a matter of who do I want at the top, who do I want at the bottom. I think I'll go with Tizo here. Web Lanthorn. And then it is a Speedy Barker with a second set of wings, triple hopping. Omir's Fang as well. Yeah, don't forget that last mastery though. Goes for, ooh, okay, the lucky break. Quicker respawn time. And then lastly, I mean, you knew it was coming. You gotta bring the style to the downside. Am I right? Alright, I'm all locked in. This will be your first team? Alright, no worries. So it's looking like Lendl, and then Goals Bracer for the defense. So, okay. See how this fares then. Ooh, don't like that. Or that. Or that. Well done. Oh, a little bit glitchy there. But alas. We can still hard push our way in.
The two triumvirates are neck and neck.
Nope. Thought I could sneak in. Not quite, I'm afraid. Not quite. Oh. Thought you were just gonna leave that open. It's like, okay, I mean, if I can, then I will. There we go. Ooh, it's a little bit short, actually. Just 18, not the full 20 damage.
Show of strength from the dissident's rivals.
There we are. That time the full 20. Hello? Ooh, you caught it. You caught it. Oh, I didn't want that. I did not want that. Get out of here. I do not want this orb of which you speak. Hello. I will use this barrier and sneak that one in. Again, 18 damage. Wow. It's usually pretty rare that that happens when you have the quick throwing talisman on savages.
In goes the orb.
And that is, of course, the difference here. Is those 2 times that I lost that 2 damage.
Like that, and we are finished here.
Hello. Well, see, the thing is, we both know how this plays out.
And it is done.
GG.
The Pyre are
What's up, Core? How's it going? Good to see you.
vastly outperformed their adversaries. The
GG.
ceremony is complete.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
No worries. Hope you've been well. Well, chat, let us know if there's anything else you want to see between us two, and at the moment at least, I'm basically just filling in, so if anyone else wants to hop in, then I'm happy to swap out. So, I mean, Core, if you're interested in doing so, we could get you in. Don't know if you need some time to reacquaint yourself, or, I mean, if you're willing and able and interested, we can get you right back in on the action. Yeah. Yeah. Let me just double check with Chewing Dragon. How are you feeling? I mean, I'm happy to swap out, but if you feel like you need a break, then we can have Core swap in for you. Whatever works best for you. I'm happy to go either way. Chewing Dragon, I am here. Okay. Why don't I swap out then? Why don't I swap out for Core? Let me get you in here, Core. And Pyre Arts as well for you, Core. I mean, that works well in that case, I suppose. Passing the baton from one Pyre Arts person to the other. Let me send you a request here, or an invite here as well. There you go. Let me plug my controller before that starts messing everything up. Takes the gloves off. All right. Time to get down to business. Oh, is there even an acoustic dirty deal? Does that even exist? I'm not sure. Does it? I don't remember. Is that a thing? I mean, if it is, then I'm happy to do it. I just want to make sure that, you know, you're not spending points on something that we can't do. It does, despite being pretty similar? Okay. Okay, so in that case, let me summon TariqBot here, and let me turn off the in-game music real quick. Alright, TariqBot. We have a request for you. Let's see. Dirty deal. Okay. I hope TariqBot will understand this request. Yeah, I think that's it. It does sound similar, you're right, but it has little bit of a different feel to it. Alright, here we go. Now we're talking. Alright, other than that, is there anything else we would like to see for this next match? It is, of course, Core's first one for the day, and Core's first one for a while, so, you know, maybe we give him a chance to warm up a bit here, but otherwise, up to you all. Alright, not seeing any other requests here, though, so in that case, why don't we get this started up? And, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure if these two have played each other before. Chewing Dragon and Core. There's a chance they haven't.
I think maybe one time.
Maybe one time?
Maybe
okay. Well, no requests here, so you're free to take whatever you'd like. Alright, and of course, Core going with what is usually his go-to character, that being Gilman. Your Russian Pyre RP, wow. Wow. Very cool. Happiest moment of your life? Maybe. Maybe. Alright, and now it's gonna be Almer here. And looks like a plunging Almer at that. Then looking to be Bertrude here for Core. Thoughts of Snadra for a bit, but no. Sticking with Bertrude, it seems. Legendary Talisman means can cast through barriers, which includes those imps here that will be running around the arena. Then second one here for Chewing Dragon. We have seen him use a lot of Lendl today, who has generally been more so focusing on the left side of the tree. This time, though, going more on the right. Did not take critical strikes, so that means Gold Spracer not quite as potent of a combo as it might normally be. And, well, maybe I spoke too soon and may have talked him out of that. But no, sticks with it here. Okay, now Snadra. Core does still take her, and again focuses on the right side for more of the support-based abilities, and goes with the Typhoon Bottle, so that if everyone is banished on Core's side, that means that Chewing Dragon will not be able to sprint, jump, fly, or throw, or use any other special abilities. Then we saw Chewing Dragon use the Sunken Shadow previously with Ignarius for the big banishment time, and that's an interesting one, especially when we see Core taking the Typhoon Bottle. It would seem that might be a bit of a counter. Snadra versus Lendl, and they banish each other. Bertrude, she's blocked. Free Orb. Falls to Ignarius, who has some room here. Oh, but can't quite make it in time for the 30 damage score. Gilman finds some space, goes for the throw, and that makes it in for 10. Gilman back. He's banished here. Almer versus Snadra. Snadra picks it up. It's back to Gilman. Almer versus Bertrude. Bertrude gets rid of him and nearly gets rid of Ignarius as well. Now has banished the entire team. So has time for a big throw here. And makes it in for 30. Gilman taking out Ignarius. And finds his way past Almer. That throw is... Oh, has just enough on it. I thought that was going to be short, but gets the full 15 damage. Now the Imp's starting to close in around the orb. Doesn't stop Chewing Dragon, though. Makes it in for a 7 damage throw. Remember, went more for the plunging rather than throwing Almer. And Almer has it back now. Goes down here. Snadra. Bertrude. Back to Snadra, back to Bertrude. Bertrude probably more so the character that Cole would like to score with here. Oh, but look at this. Fender's banished, though Gilman comes back just in time to stop Ignarius from scoring there. Snadra goes down, but not before giving it back to Gilman, who brings Snadra back. Here is Snadra. She goes down, though. Ignarius. Bertrude goes down to Lendl here. Good banishments there from Gilman, though. Out of stamina. Gives it up to Bertrude, and she has time to charge up a throw. Cuts it a little bit short, but still makes it in for 27 damage on that one. Once again, the Imps close in around the orb, but not before Core can take it here. Throw is on target from Gilman for 10 damage. But the worm still plunged on one occasion, even after having thrown it. Interesting. Like, did Core actually get the Gilman banished in the process? Or was it just the animation that played? There's the throw. It makes it in 15 damage this time as well. Gilman runs into a wall of Imps, but still makes it into the Pyre here for another 9 damage throw this time. Almer goes the throwing route for 12. Almer. Remember, he is fine with plunging, has prayer beads. Oh, but no one back to defend here. So plenty of time for Gilman. Always throws off target. Second time, does the trick. Oh, the worm cast. Here's Gilman, and he finishes it.
Okay.
GG.
Their adversaries must be crying tears of shame. The rite is complete.
Alright, let's head on back. And chat, let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see or hear, for that matter. Particularly with regard to the song, let me know if there's any other TariqBot related requests, otherwise we will usher him out. At least for the moment, though, not seeing any TariqBot-based requests. In which case, I think I will kick him out. Unless Chewing Dragon is going to take this as an opportunity. Okay, no, Iroder is going the Exiles route, so let me just get rid of TariqBot here for a second, and then we will focus on those requests. Alright, goodbye TariqBot. Thank you, though. Let's turn back on the in-game music real quick. And let's take a look at what Iverter has planned for us here. Harp first, and nothing else. You only have one exile, it's your harp. Now, I assume that means anything else you want for the other two characters, but must be harp in the first spot. Yeah, well, no other requests, I mean, no worries. I gotcha. Oh, did Gilman catch his own throw? Is that what happened and then plunged in the process? I don't know. That's a weird one. think we saw that last week with, what was it, a crone throw? I think somebody threw it with a crone, and then sped forward and caught their own throw with the same character who threw it. Is, well, not usually something that you see. But maybe it happened there with Gilman. I mean, crones and worms, the ones that sort of lob it the most straight up into the air, and so it has the most air time, and probably therefore the easiest to then go right over and catch it wherever it's about to land.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I have no idea what happened. I didn't see anything.
I didn't see it myself either, but apparently Enor saw something a little strange with Gilman in that one. Oh, I speculated on that one, but it didn't actually happen? Okay, I'm sorry. That was the last week's. Well, it's looking like we just have that harp request, so why don't we get started in that case? Again, it is harp first. Anything else is up to you.
The Pyre Hearts versus the Dissidents. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Alright, so of course we'll see harps here in the first spot. The core going 100% left side. That includes the harp salute. And that salute allows her to change places with whichever teammate is closest to her. Oh no. Revolt. Alright, and then Chewing Dragon going with a slightly different approach here. Rather than taking the salute, goes a little bit down on the right side for a little bit more speed. I had to. Did you though? Did you though? I don't know about that. Alright, so everything from here on out is up to the players. Thanks for stopping by, Laughing Pineapple. Good to see you. Have a good night. Okay, we are seeing a Brazen Manor Jody with the Leeching Talisman, the 50% Leeching Talisman, or at least may see that. No core debating that, or just extra damage. No, 6 with the Leech. And so you have to imagine, the idea here is to set up that Brazen Manor, extra damage and extra leech, plunge with Jody, using Ametha's salute to help transport Jody much of the way across the arena. And we also see Chewing Dragon using a demon here, although we did not see Chewing Dragon take the salute on the harp. And so therefore, may not go with the same strategy here, as it would play out quite differently without that extra mobility coming from the harp salute. We have seen Chewing Dragon use that talisman to increase the damage, or at least, I should say, rather, increase the duration of the banishments on Ignaris, but does not choose to go that route this time around. And we saw Core use Bertrude last time. And sticks with her here as well. And it's looking like a triple hopping Barker. Perhaps in the last spot here for Chewing Dragon. Now maybe pondering some alternatives. I rotor clipped it. Alright, we can give it a look later then. Thanks for that. Yeah, at least in that one, I assume that's the worm one from just a few minutes ago, right? The title of it's just getting cut off on my screen. But, yeah, I myself didn't see it initially. So I'd be curious to see what the idea was, what we thought might have happened, and then take a closer look at what actually did happen. Did you put prayer beads on Ignarius? I do not see prayer beads here. You may put it on Pamitha, though. Here we go. Alright, Pamitha versus Pamitha. Force Pamitha takes it, then switches to Jody. She goes down, though. Pamitha gets rid of Barker. Gets rid of Ignarius. Then switches with Bertrude. Her throw is a little bit short here. She goes down. Pamitha goes down as well, so just Jody back to defend for Core. Throw from Barker, intercepted by Jody. Jody goes down, though, except knocks Barker away, buying Core a little bit more time. Enough so to banish with Bertrude. Pamitha's back. She makes it directly in, the 20 damage plunge. Bertrude. Her throw is unblockable, but it's a little bit wide. Now looking to banish Barker, although I think he ultimately ended up in lava, which actually is different. He comes back more quickly if he gets banished by the lava rather than by a character. Iggy. Knocked back. Bertrude. Jody, back to Bertrude. Jody gets the Brazen Manor off. Keep an eye out for that, although Core may just seize this opportunity here. Let's go with a quick throw here from Bertrude for 30 damage. Pamitha. Ooh, gets knocked away. Drops the orb in the process, though she banishes one defender. Gives her a little bit more time here to throw it in for 11 damage. She's back at it now. Switches to Jody, but she gets banished. Barker retreats, then goes around the other way. And gives it to Ignarius. Suddenly by himself here. He retreats. Still has it, though. Now up to Barker. Trying to make it past Bertrude. She gets rid of him, though. Gets rid of Ignarius as well. Pamitha banished. By Pamitha, nonetheless. She tries to hard push, but can't get past Jody. Who goes down here. E versus Pamitha. And they just barely miss each other on a couple of occasions there. Oh, there's Titan Tooth. That is stunning Chewing Dragon. Giving some opportunity here for Jody to plunge for 30. And remember, she has the leech as well. No Brazen Manor this time means that not quite as much damage, not quite as much leech as if she had pulled that off, but still a 45-point swing. Pamitha times it well, getting rid of Ignarius. Runs out of stamina just as she's about to make it into the Pyre, and instead settles for a quick throw. back here, and the Titan Tooth does slow down Chewing Dragon, giving Jody some time to clean up. And she goes with Brazen Manor here. Ametha is back, switches to Jody. So this is the combo that Core was looking for. But Jody goes down. Ametha switches into Bertrude this time with the salute. She gets banished. Iggy, making us all dizzy. As is Core. Okay, not sure what that was all about. Seemed as though they both decided that that was the time to do a little dance in the middle of the arena. Barker, he goes down, but Iggy still has it. Now he gets banished, and now Pamitha switches over to Bertrude, who immediately hops into the Pyre here for 30 damage, dropping Chewing Dragon to just 7 Pyre life. So next score could be all Core needs here. Chewing Dragon setting up the cast, as is Core. That they can cancel with a sprint. But, Chewing Dragon loses his Pamitha here. Jody sets up the Brazen Manor, but she goes down. Now suddenly Core defenseless. Time here for Chewing Dragon. Goes for a Pamitha throw. Oh, but it's off target. Instead, settles for a 20 damage plunge. Pamitha sneaks past one defender, but then gets banished. Iggy passes over to Barker, who narrowly avoids getting banished, but then does go down to Bertrude. Here is Bertrude. Oh, and look at that! Core with the Crone salute, making Chewing Dragon defenseless and finishing it with the throw.
Most excellently done this
Good game,
time,
good game.
I must admit.
GG. Well played, you two.
The right is done.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the next right.
Now, chat, let us know if there's anything you want to see for the next right. Of course, if not, then we can just have these two take whatever they want to take here. Although we're seeing a few requests now. They're both for exiles. Now, it looks like a Nor snuck in first. In which case, what we'll do is we will take a Nor's request here, and then if it is compatible with whatever Chewing Dragon wants to do, then we can combine them. If they aren't compatible, then we'll do a Nor's for this right, and then we'll use Chewing Dragons for the next right. Anor says at least one sap. So Chewing Dragon, if that works with your request, then we can combine them. Otherwise, we can have Anor for this one, and then do your request the one after. Yeah, that's all for Anor, okay. One sap. So Chewing Dragon, would you like to have your request combined with Anor's here, or do you want to wait and have it for the next right instead? Up to you. Up to you. I say that again, mostly just in case whatever you were planning is not compatible with that one sap request from Anor. Okay, interesting. So, just to clarify, Chewing Dragon, in that case, is that 100% nomads? You know, so 3 nomads for Core, 3 nomads for you? Or is it just the first character is a nomad? 3 nomads? Okay, so in that case, let's go with Anora's request first, because that has a sap in it, and of course, a sap is not a nomad. So let's go Anora's request for this rite, and then in the next one, we'll do Chewing Dragon's request for all nomads. And then Iroder jumps in and gives the No Talisman's request to help out with what Chewing Dragon was saying he would like to have for his next rite. Thanks, Iroder.
Welcome.
Chewing Dragon's like, awesome,
Who
thanks.
shall conduct the
Alright, but at least for this one it is just you must have at least 1 sap. This one is Anora's request. Other than that, it is up to you. Ooh, and Core going with the Nutrition Stick sap. I mean, we've seen other people who have mastered this tech. I would say it is tough. It definitely takes some getting used to, but if you can pull it off, then it is effective for sure. Alright, so Chewing Dragon, or rather, Core, goes for 1 round. 1 round of the rekindling, so just 10. We'll see what Chewing Dragon goes for here. Of course, doesn't necessarily need to go up the sap first, just needs to be somewhere on the team. And instead is opting for Almer in this first spot. And a quick throwing Almer at that. Generally, we had seen Chewing Dragon going with a plunging Almer instead. This time, though, switching it up a bit into the throwing-centric one. Alright, so now that Core has already taken a sap, is free to take whatever he'd like to from here on out. Oh man, Revolt, you are just full of those puns today. And I was wondering, once we saw the stowaway, if that might have been a sign that Core was going to go with the Bottled Void strategy, which is, I think we can say with confidence, is a patented Core strategy. One of the few ways that we have seen people put that talisman to good use, vacuum cleanering people into a black hole and banishing them in the process. Small arena like this might be a good time to pull it off.
Since I've been gone, has anyone ever used the Bottle Void?
I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone other than you go for it. At least that strategy for it specifically. Occasionally, we've had people like deliberately request what they think are the worst talismans, and sometimes that one makes it on the list. I may have tried it once after you showed what it's all about, but if so, only once, I think, and certainly wasn't able to use it to the same effect that you were. Chewing Dragon says, in a couple matches, he'll go with the Bottled Void. Prepare yourself. Good question, Revolt. This was actually, what was it, maybe a month or 2 ago? We had a bunch of people who started scheming up some tier lists for all the talismans, and it was interesting to see what people were thinking. I think some of them were, I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily agree with the placement on all of them, but I'd say at least on the bottom end, most of the cursed talismans, you know, there are some situations in which you can make them usable with certain characters, so they're not horrendously awful, but ones that generally are not very highly regarded. I think outside of Core, I would say Bottled Void is probably on that list for sure, and before Core had made that discovery that there is in fact a useful way to use that talisman, it might have even been in the very last spot. Other than that, I mean, the 10 damage at the start of the rite, I think, is oftentimes not looked very highly upon because it's just 10 damage, and comparatively speaking, you know, you get a higher damage plunging talisman, and that can be far more than 10 over the course of a full rite. And also increase your starting Pyre life for more than 10 with another talisman, so that's another one that might be on the list. But anyways, here's Chewing Dragon throwing it in for 20 to start things off. But yeah, chat, what other talismans? There are definitely many others that people tend not to think too highly of.
Now to the flame.
Fairy Spirit might help your opponent just as much as it helps you. That's true. That's the one that gives you the little mini orbs that give you the instant stamina if you get them, but your opponent can also pick them up. Yeah, Black Hoof is a tough one for sure. Here's Almer.
Orbs engulfed.
Yeah, it's been dangerous thus far. I think that's 3 throws from him now, all for the full 20 damage.
The orb is up.
Some of the legendary talismans, Kalamer's Anklet might be on that list. I think that is generally considered the worst of the legendary talismans. Ooh, that throw does make it in as well. Almer carrying the team here for Chewing Dragon.
Once more like that, and we are finished.
Now remember, of course, we have saps, we have some rekindling. This throw intercepted this time. Oh, went. Look at that. Fulfred banished seemingly on top of the Pyre.
The flames withstood.
There is the rekindling. It's now Core on his second life bar. That means 1 score is likely all it would take for Chewing Dragon to finish things here. Stowaway takes the orb here and has an opening. Charges it up for the full 20.
Against throwing in the orb.
So that means that Core sticks with the full team here. Oh, but that throw does sneak in. And Chewing Dragon takes the win.
I wanted to make Nora proud with the nutrition stick, but I just do not play it.
I think it's tough. I think if you haven't practiced with it, it's a hard one to make it work. You need to know the exact spot that you're going to end up at the end of your little dash. And if you don't have the experience with it, then I find that, at least when I try it, I end up getting myself into trouble more often than not. And Nor forgives you. And Chewing Dragon says, Black Hoof on curves is the way to go. Alright, so for this one, that means we'll be looking at doing Chewing Dragon's request for all nomads. And Chewing Dragon, can you remind us? The idea was, it was something about basically dueling nomads? Let me take a close look at what you'd said before. You need to banish all enemy nomads first before you can score. You cannot switch nomads. And then we had no talismans, I think, as well, coming from iRotor, because that was something that Chewing Dragon had said he would have liked to have done, but didn't have the points to do it.
I think he means you can't pass it, basically.
Yeah, so like no passing, and you can only score if you have banished all of the opposing nomads. Is that basically everything for that one, Chewing Dragon? Do we have the right idea here? So it's like dueling. It's all about banishing the entire opposing team. Okay, and that's gonna be tough. I mean, you need to banish the opposing nomads very quickly. Otherwise, by the time you get around to banishing the third one, chances are another one's gonna come back from banishment, and then you gotta start again. So I'll be interested to see how these two can make that happen. And with no talismans, you know, that means, of course, no Goals Bracer, which would have otherwise probably been the best way to make that happen with those huge power casts. Okay, let's give it a shot then. Or you just have to banish 3 enemy nomads and then you can score. Even if they come back, and I hear the water. It is the boat. It is the boat.
Dissidents.
Oh, song request. Did we get one?
Who shall
someone sneak in a song request that I missed?
Rites.
The unseen ones. Hold on. Hold on. We got a song request here. We got a song request here. Let's set this up. My apologies. I missed it. I missed it. It is a TariqBot request, so let's turn off the in-game music. And let's resummon TariqBot. Okay. TariqBot. This is a transistor, is it not? That's... Oh no, this is not transistor. This is Hades. Is that the right one? Okay, yeah. Gotcha. This is fitting. This is fitting for the theme of this, right? Okay, cool. Alright, is this too loud? This is a very loud song. Do I need to turn it down a bit? I feel like I might need to. Say in chat if it's your favorite Transistor song. Oh, well, that just goes to show you how much I have not really listened to the Hades soundtrack by itself. I don't know the Hades songs by name at all. On stream, it seems fine. Okay, it's kind of overpoweringly loud, at least for me. I might bump it down just a tiny bit, so that I can hear, stuff. TariqBot's just going a little bit too hard. Just a little bit too hard for me. Okay, that's a little bit better, at least on my end. So, now let's make it happen. Yeah, Thrashback is totally my favorite Transistor song as well. Actually, it's my favorite Bastion song. Yeah, I think there's one Transistor song in particular that I'm thinking of toward the end-ish, like last third of the game that I'm thinking of. I can't remember the name of it. But I think that's the one that I was thinking. Maybe that's the Unseen Ones. So it's all nomads, all masteries, yes, but no talismans, and they have to banish 3 of the opposing nomads before they can score. And they cannot pass the orb. So, I am not sure how this one is going to play out. I am interested to see, though. Especially bear in mind, if they go on the right side of the tree at all, they have the chance to bring back some of their exiles from banishment. However, since I can't pass the orb, not sure how much that helps. I mean, I suppose you still get another character back to defend, but probably not quite as good as it would be in normal circumstances.
I'm gonna get moon formation.
I mean, you can move faster, that does still help, but passing the orb faster, definitely not. Alright, so core's all set up. As is Chewing Dragon. So here we go, the Nomad Showdown. They must banish 3 nomads before they can score, and they cannot switch characters. They cannot pass the orb. Or I should say, they cannot pass the orb. They can switch characters. Defensively, at least. Alright, and Snadra does need to banish 1 before she can go, right? Cannot score yet. Oh, and just barely missing here. There we go. That's the banishment she's looking for. And now the opportunity the core is waiting for. And opts to throw it as well. Time to do so. Core stays at full strength here. Core off to a strong start. Look at that wall of imps. Or with 1 banishment. Make it 2. Now make it 3. And now needs to hurry. Snadra is back. Banishes her. And makes it in. Oh, Chewing Dragon may have lagged out here. Hold on, let's just pause for a second. Oh, you thought he broke the rules. Hold on. Hold on, let us clarify the rules then. Everything's cool? Alright, we good? Okay. Alright, so I will go 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, I will hit the resume button. 3, 2, 1, go. And that's 1 banishment there for Chewing Dragon. Make it 2 for Chewing Dragon. Needs to get a 3rd, though. Snadra for Core. Or I don't think it's any banishments yet. Ooh, and Snadra just barely sidesteps that cast. Snadra versus Snadra. Oh, and just trade Snadra's there. I mean, that is technically 3 banishments, is it not? Chewing Dragon waiting. Waiting for an opening. Oh, waits for the cast from Core. Gets rid of Headwind, but loses Headwind. Now Snadra, I believe, has made 3 banishments. Certainly Chewing Dragon. I've lost track for Core, but he may have as well. Lendl. Banishes 1. Banishes 2. Banishes 3. Oh, but then goes down. Okay, if Core's quick, may have the opportunity to score here, and does throw it in for 20.
I didn't mean to switch, by the way.
I honestly did not even notice. There's a triple banishment for Chewing Dragon. So Core defenseless. Oh, Chewing Dragon goes for the plunge for 20. And does leech 10 as well. Of course, by doing the taunt, lost the opportunity to throw it. And that means that he's now down Snadra for this series. Lendl versus Snadra. Lendl down. So Core. Trying to get rid of Headwind here. Headwind goes down. Oh, big cast there from Lendl. Time now for Core. Throws in for another 20 and does leech for 10. Alright, and those imps are slowing down Chewing Dragon, it seems. And making it harder for Core to banish with those casts. Core banishes 1, then gets banished. Gets banished again. Now triple banishment here for Chewing Dragon. Opportunity. So Snadra has returned. Oh, and gets shoulder. Oh no. Shoulder smashes the defender. That's Chewing Dragon. Headwind down. Lendl down. Snadra for Chewing Dragon. Back to her. Back to Lendl. Back to Snadra. Back to Lendl. Lendl. Back to Headwind. Hanging out back there by himself. Ooh, double banishment for Headwind. Just Snadra in the way at the moment. And I technically did take Snadra down, but went down in the process as well. Everyone down here for Chewing Dragon means another opportunity for Core. And throws it for 19 and leeches for 10. Slightly less than the max. And one more max score here for Core would do the trick. Lendl against Headwind. And Chewing Dragon successful there with the first banishment. Let's be quick here with the others, though, because Lendl's already back. Gets rid of Headwind. And Headwind making moves, but can't score in this situation. So he gets rid of it. Oh, and he's looking to line up the cast there. It only takes out 1. Snadra goes down, as does Lendl. That means only Lendl back for Chewing Dragon at the moment. Snadra looking to get rid of him, and nearly does. Snadra. Takes out Snadra. Snadra down. Oh, big power cast there. And actually, no one back at the moment for Chewing Dragon, though Snadra comes back just in time. But that was 3 banishments. So that does mean Hedwig can score there, and, well, it's a short one, so it's not enough to do the trick. Did someone swap nomads? 4. Everyone gone here. Goes for the throw and finishes the job. Yeah, I missed the swapping exiles. I mean, that one is hard to enforce.
Yeah, sometimes it's just instinct. I think I did it a few times, but...
Well, GG, and that is, you know, one of the reasons why some of those situational, you can only do this type of thing, you can't do this type of thing, is difficult, because, you know, to a certain extent, there are some things we can enforce, there are some things we can't.
It was fun.
But well done.
That bottle void, though.
So yeah, I mean, we saw Core use it previously, and theoretically, Toon Dragon was saying he's going to use it here.
Oh man, that's what I was waiting for.
Well, chat, let me know if there's anything else you want to do for songs. Otherwise, I am going to have TariqBot unplug the guitar, because he's rocking just a little too hard right now. Alright, that's enough, TariqBot. Oh, that's true! Honor did have the Acoustic Surviving Exile. Thank you for reminding me. Let's see. In that case... There we go. Okay. That'll be our song for this time around. And we have the Cairn of Haub. Anything else, or will that be it? Was there a talisman request as well? Oh, they're currently unenabled. This is true. Let's put those back on. That's important. Alright, not seeing anything else though, so I think why don't we get this started? We heard Chewing Dragon say that he was thinking of unveiling a Bottled Void strat for this one, as whether that actually ends up happening, we shall see. Oh man, well I mean, it is at the Cairn of Haub. We did lock that one in, and that is, in many ways, at least what we've seen in the past, the preferred location for doing just that. And so this is Core going that route. Chewing Dragon. Oh, what? Going with Orlek with it.
He's definitely going T-Zone.
And outside of the Stowaway with Bottled Void, it will be seemingly Snadra, and will give Core the ability to bring people back by stepping on their portraits. That's one way to trigger it.
Sandra.
And looks like we will see Chewing Dragon go the same route here. With Goals Bracer as well for the big power cast. Then last one is Gilman, it would seem, for core.
Sir Gilman.
And last spot for Chewing Dragon appears as though it may be Ignarius. And we've seen him go for the additional banishment time in the past. That's what he goes for. Sorry, was that the, rather the Solium Horn for additional casting distance. And there is the Stowaway's False Step triggering with Bottled Void.
One triumvirate stands unopposed.
Although, even with that, still see that everyone is banished here on Core's side. Snatter looking to banish Orlek, but Orlek sneaks past for a 25 damage plunge. Yeah, the map is going to add a little bit extra chaos to things. Now, Core does plunge with the Stowaway, but remember, has Bottled Void, of course. Not Prayer Bead, so she's gone for this series. Gilman a little bit off target with that throw, and we did also see Chewing Dragon took a bunch of starting Pyre Life with those demons. So even after that score, still on 150. Of course, like, hold on, just one moment here while I realign this throw.
Precision.
Oh, and that is a big leap there, coming from Orlek for a 25 damage plunge here. But similarly, he does not have Prayer Bead, so he's gone for this series. Stowaway goes to the throw, but that gets intercepted. Ignarius down, Snatter down. That means plenty of time here for Core. Charge up a full 20 damage throw. Orlek goes down. Gilman uses those hockey pucks to block him as he gets this 15 damage throw off. Stowaway down. Gilman down. Snadra picks up the orb, gets back Gilman, gets back the Stowaway. Here is Gilman. He's blocked. Ignarius down. Time for the Stowaway. Get a quick throw in here for 10 damage. Stowaway again. She goes down. Orlek. Oh, gets banished when the Stowaway comes back using Bottled Void. And a quick throw that time for just 7 damage. Stowaway. Again gets banished, but comes back and vanishes when she does. Here she is with her throw. That's intercepted though. Orlek comes back and does the banishing this time. Ignarius makes it in for a 24 damage throw, and that is actually very important because that means Orlek does not have enough damage to finish this with one score. Stowaway plunges for 20. But again, with Bottled Void means she's out for this series. Gilman. He goes down. Snadra. That brings Gilman back with infinite stamina, or at least full stamina, I should say. Gilman biding his time. Starts going one direction, then jukes and goes the other. Stunning Claim. Freezes everyone for a moment. Giving him the chance to throw this one in for 12. But perhaps more importantly, means the Stowaway will return. She goes down here with false step triggers. And that means a little bit more room for Gilman to throw this one in for 4. Stowaway once again goes down. Gilman banishes Orlek. Stowaway comes back. And I think that was Orlek with his Bottled Void. Iggy goes down. Lots of Bottled Void triggers here. Opportunity perhaps for Chewing Dragon. This throw for 25 is intercepted. Gilman down. Orb would have hit Core's Pyre and it bounces out. Core currently defenseless. Snatter is back. Bottled Void triggers and it banishes everyone. Snadra. Rather the stowaway, but time with the throw. Full 20. Drops Chewing Dragon down to 27. Means, in theory, Core would need 2 scores. Chewing Dragon needs 1 if it's Iggy. Anyone else needs 2. Oh, look at that big banishment there. Again from Bottled Void. Gilman running around. Hopping over the... Oh, Ignarius, he's the most dangerous one, and he does make it in for the winning plunge.
Good game, good game. That was hilarious.
There was a moment there where it seemed like you had a loop of Bottled Voids triggering. Possible, I don't know if it's even possible, but you might be able to make an infinite loop of Bottled Void triggers if one Bottled Void sucks people in and banishes someone, and then that triggers another person to get banished who has Bottled Void, and that sucks other people in, and in doing so, you end up going past some people's portraits, resurrecting them, using your Nomad's abilities, and then maybe you can make the loop happen infinitely in that case. I don't know. It looked for a second like that might have happened at least once during one of those exchanges. Might have just been a whole lot of Bottled Void, but...
Well, I think I've done some testing. I think some of the Sacred Bond, if you get in a loop like that, generally it will just spawn at the near your pyre.
Oh, true.
If it keeps going.
Okay, we have a few requests here coming from iRotor. Let's just reset our defaults here. And sermon intro as well, okay? Yeah, what is a banned right? Does that mean nothing? Ah, okay. Okay, just using the meta team. I see. Okay, so that means it's a Star Splinter Orlek with Celestial Spike. It's a Web Lanthorn Imp. And then it is a Vengeful Vow Worm. Alright, in the meantime, let's usher out Tariqbot. We have any other song requests here? We had a sort of a bit of a queue before. Do we have anything remaining, or are we back to being on the in-game music here? We did have a song request? Okay. Let's check. Let's check, then. Let me look back through the logs. And we have Will of the Scribes, that's the song. Then we have Fall of Solium. Okay. Then we have all the band characters, or at least the band composition. Okay, I see. Gotcha. Okay. In that case, we should be good to go now. So let's start it up, because that covers just about everything.
Exiles, you stand upon the fall of Solium. Have you the fortitude required to prevail? Prevail and step closer to freedom. Pyre hearts, stand ready. Dissidents, stand prepared. Who shall conduct this rite?
Alright, so again, this is the meta team, the one that is banned for tournament play. So that means it is Orlek with Star Splinter and Celestial Spike. It's the one that's all the way down on the left side there. So that's piece number 1. Other piece being, or one of the other pieces being an exploding worm and an imp that brings people back from banishment with the webbed lanthorn. I mean, I suppose you could do them in a different order. Yeah, it means listen closely, basically. That's right. Kind of an old word you don't hear very often these days.
The deluge.
So, Chewing Dragon mixing up the order a little bit here. That'll be interesting to see how they match up in that case. Now, Core opting to go with the Webbed Lanthorn Imp in the second spot.
Messenger Imp.
What is this meta? So yeah, it's either Orlek here, or it's an Imp. And with Orlek, it is all the way down for a Celestial Spike on the left, and then Star Splinter for the quick throws. So then let's see, last one we have for Core will be a worm. And it must be an exploding worm. Oh, hold on. With Lady River. It's like, no. My Gilmans are much more noble than that. They don't just explode on people. So that means we have the Imp remaining here for Chewing Dragon.
Messenger Imp.
So here we go. Alright, the band set up, because it was so strong that we said, you know, we can't do that in a tournament. Otherwise, whoever does this will automatically win. Let's see how these two fare with this setup. And it is Orlex going first here for 25 for Chewing Dragon. And so the reason why this team is so strong is because Orlek is, of course, in many ways, the strongest character. It's just that he has that big downside with the low hope, as we see Core scoring with him here. But if you use the Imps and the Worms to bring him back whenever he gets banished, then suddenly that one hope doesn't really matter, because you can bring him back anyway. There's Core throwing it in for 12 here. Orlek versus Orlek. Ors goes down. Core uses... Oh, for a second there, thought he triggered Seize Chance, although didn't really see anyone freeze, strangely enough. Lady River throwing it in this time as well for a quick 7 damage. Orlek goes down. Deluge making moves here. He throws it, but it looks like that's a little bit wide. Now it's Messenger Imp. He explodes on one of the defenders. Sets up a portal for Orlek to go through, but Chewing Dragon saw it coming. No matter how many times Core tries to send someone through that portal. So Core, of course, does also explode in the process, so perhaps does help set up some scoring opportunities as well. Orlek vanishes. That brings back Gilman, rather Deluge. He goes through the portal there, and for a second looked like he had an open avenue to the Pyre without any defenders to block him, but Messenger Imp has now returned. He goes down, but it does bring back Orlek. Void's banishment here, and goes for a quick throw for 25, and of course that is the strength. With such a quick throw, using the Star Splinter, doesn't take much get an opportunity to score with Orlek. Here is Orlek for Chewing Dragon, but he goes down. Or thinking about the portal, but Chewing Dragon has it covered. Oh, but Chewing Dragon was stuck doing a taunt. Of course, seizes the opportunity. Lunges for 15 here, but loses Lady River in the process. That means that at best, Core has 2 out of 3 characters here. Means advantage, at least in the short term, for Chewing Dragon. Here is Orlek for Core. He can be a one-man wrecking machine. He may not need any friends to help him out. Then again, Messenger Imp could be all it takes here. He is 15 damage, which means now suddenly Chewing Dragon hanging on by 1 Pyre life. Lady River, infinite stamina. The throw makes it in for the win.
Good game.
GG.
It was a glorious performance, I must say. The ceremony is complete.
And that was interesting, because one thing that I noticed with that, right, was that usually when we see people do that meta team, people are relying almost exclusively on Orlek to score. They're only scoring with their worm or their imp if it's wide open. But we saw both of you guys pushing fairly hard with your worms, so that was interesting to see that even with Orlek, you decided, nah, you know, I'll stick with the worm every now and again. Forgot about Orlek. He's kind of hard to forget about. He's pretty big. Normally, you know, maybe he gets banished and he's gone for 30 seconds, in which case, okay, fair, you might forget about him then, but you have a whole team to bring him back. I just didn't use him in the first half. Alright, well, I believe that is all for that request. I don't believe we have anything queued up at the moment, so chat, let us know if there's anything else you want to see here, and we'll make it happen. Okay, the Glade of Lou. Chewing Dragon does not seem to approve. Seems like maybe Chewing Dragon has a bit of a plan here. That is true. Chewing Dragon was making a statement earlier about how we were saying, Black Claw probably up there in terms of the worst talismans, but Chewing Dragon said, I don't know about that. Black Claw Cur may be a little bit underrated. Green Dragon says, alright, go with the Black Claw Cur, and no score, you mean with that? That Cur? I mean, is Black Claw's the one that, oh no, it's Black Hoof, that means you can't pick up the orb, right? Well, either way, I'm interested to see how this one plays out. So let's give it a shot then.
The Pyre Arts versus the Dissidents. Welcome.
Okay, so a gentleman's agreement
Who shall conduct
to
the
do
rites?
Black Claw Cur. So they get to keep their aura around them when they have the orb, but they cannot cast. Which I suppose in some ways is not a huge sacrifice for Curs, since they are not usually one of the key defensive classes. Oh, you meant Black Hoof. Okay, you meant Black Hoof. So that is the you cannot pick up the orb one, is it not? You get more stamina, but you cannot pick up the orb, so you'll be flying around with those Curs, but you cannot use them for their usually intended purpose. We're just chilling. Just chilling, you know? Running around with the dogs, and we don't need to score. And only one master there from Chewing Dragon? I mean, I suppose you don't need too much if you're not able to score with the curves, if they are quite literally just dead weight, but that still seems a little extreme. We have a gentleman's agreement. Not an official request, but they have seemingly, virtually, in a pandemic-safe way, shaken their hands and said, okay, we are going to use curs with Black Hoof. Both players.
Oh, did you mean all three?
I mean, you can only use Black Hoof once, of course, so I don't know if
Oh, okay, okay.
Chewing Dragon was planning on going with all of the Curse Talismans on all of the Curs. I don't know. I mean, definitely didn't say so, so I would not feel obliged to go that route if you are not inclined to do so. He's confused. My plan is working.
Tizo.
I'm about to change Tizo meta.
Oh man. Look out. Does seem as if Chewing Dragon is going 100% Cur here, though not taking the third Cursed Talisman, instead going with Infernal Bloom. Now that's another one that we very rarely see.
I love that talisman.
Ruki.
And I'm pretty sure he's taken... That's at least the second Cur that he's only gone one Mastery on. But I don't know what the deal is here with what Chewing Dragon is up to. It's strange. So he cannot pick up the orb with that Cur.
Was bound to happen.
That is the Black Hoof Cur. And then that is the Cur that cannot cast. Trying to cast with a Black Claw. So what exactly Chewing Dragon is up to, like I said, I don't know. I don't know. But he's just chilling. Like you said, he's just chilling and doing whatever that is. Well, I would say, Chewing Dragon, you have definitely confused me as well. So yes, if that is the plan, then your plan is working.
Bursts in the dissident's flame.
And that is a Howler version of Tizo plunging here, and what we're saying, changing the Tizo meta, maybe that is his intention.
The orb is taken.
So, Chewing Dragon appears to just be walking back and forth with these Cur that cannot pick up the orb. He is, I gotta give it to him, he's definitely chilling. He is definitely chilling. Are we sure we didn't turn on the Eastlock Titan Star? I don't know. We may have turned on the anti-Eastlock Titan Star here. Like 2 AI. Chewing Dragon just having a little fun with it is all, I think. Not taking this right too seriously. Trying to pick up the orb with the Black Hoof Exiles, trying to cast with the Black Claw Exiles, and then just hopping around with the other Exiles.
Indeed.
Wish the Falcon Rod theme was playing right now, you know? You have a good point. Bro from Core,
Fire's way.
mixed in for 30.
The rite is nearly ended.
What is this? For a second there, it looked like Chewing Dragon might have been actually doing something to help himself out rather than just purely memeing. Perhaps not. I must have been seeing things. Like, what is this? Ruki actually making moves? What?
'Twas dangerously close.
Well, here's Howler Tizo, and I suppose he can do some memes like that as well. It is a bit of an eyesore, but he makes it in for the winning plunge. In what was, yeah, depending on how you look at it, potentially a very cursed rite, potentially a very memey or just chill rite. The spinning cur is epic, I will give you that. I will give you that much. In fact, although I think the best that I've seen is there was at least one or there's a few times where when linking people up to Steam Remote Play, we've had one person able to control both teams simultaneously. And so in doing so, they, you know, if you have a cur on both sides, you start casting with the cur and then you spin around in circles and both curs are synchronized as they're spinning in circles like that. And it looks pretty ridiculous. The Absolutes, I mean, hadn't really seen people spam it like that until earlier today, to tell you the truth. It is, I don't know, I think it belongs in a similar place to the Flappy Bird harps, at least in my mind. I mean, at least in that case, with the Flappy harps, there is, dare I say, technically some reason to do it from a gameplay standpoint. It does mean you save a little bit more stamina. I mean, when it comes to the Absolutes, are you slightly faster because you are kinda sorta benefiting from the increased movement speed on the Howlers? I don't know. Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry, Revolt. Is Percy's escape from... What is that one from? Is that a Bastion? What? Don't recognize the name. No. I don't recognize it. Hades? Let's see, then we have some other requests here as well. Let's see. So I assume that exile request from Shivering Dragon is to lock in that pick Orlek. And salute the center of the map? Oh no, that was Core. Core with the request. With triple curs. Yeah, that's the thing, is, it sounds like Percy Jackson. But, if it is not a Supergiant song, then I'm afraid I'm going to have to veto it, Revolt. Is it from a Supergiant game and I'm just not recognizing the name? That's why I'm, like, force-feeding it. I'm like, is it in Hades and I just don't remember it?
No, it's in Bastion. It's in Bastion.
It is? Okay. It is Bastion? Okay. Let's turn off in-game music then. Let's see. So. Ah, this one. Okay. I see. Okay, so then it's triple curs, and then Core, you had a mastery request to go along with that, right? Or at least I saw you specifying masteries as well. Yeah, R1, R2, R3 on all curs. Oh, right side. Interesting. Interesting. You don't see that too often. And the last one you can choose. So is it his casual setup? By that you mean you take one mastery and just leave it at that? No, I don't think so. Alright, let's get started then. So it's triple curves. R1, R2, R3, and then the last one is up to you.
Fire hearts shall now
So that's the casting-based abilities that you tend not to see on the curves, because they tend to be more offensively oriented, but not this time. Not with this request. Oh, don't forget you need...
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, well, I mean, now you've done both of them wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I feel like we need to reset. So, True Dragon. Okay. It's this one, and this one on the curves. Alright, hold on. Let's reset. It's the top one on the right side, the middle one on the left side, and the middle one on the right side. On the right half of the tree for the curves.
The dissidents. Welcome. Who shall conduct the
So that, and that. Those first three are the ones that are required. And then Jomir's Fang, I mean, it is casting based. You tend not to see people take it, because again, you tend not to see people go with defensive curves. And so you can take that last one on the right if you want. You can take the first one on the left as well. That last one is up to you. And that last one on the right is basically a free pair of prayer beads. So that is, offensively at least, quite an interesting one. You just tend not to see people take it, because that means you're forward-going the triple hop-in and extra speed that you would get on the left side. And so that means this Dalbert functionally has prayer beads. Oh, you missed. There we go. And has the chance to come back more quickly from banishment. Or rather, no, that was the rekindling. Then the extra banishment time, potentially, on the talisman spot again. Defensive talisman, makes sense. Though the players might be starting to run out of those. No, this time, Core going the offensive route with Kerfang. Extra damage when plunging. Then the last curve for Chewing Dragon will give him an additional 30 Pyre life. So here we go. Some more defensively oriented curves. And as Chewing Dragon may have just realized, that does of course mean that they cannot triple jump. Which may take some getting used to. Or using that big banishment there with the cast. Great effect. Setting up the 20 damage plunge. Double banishment there. Banishment there as well. Dalbert. Nearly had an opening there, but he gets blocked. And makes it in for 20 damage here. That explosive temper is getting a lot of banishments here. And you will see that, yes, the cast does stay down on the ground for longer. That is, I believe, coming from the legendary talisman that we saw Core take. to try to snipe the defenders. And the cast is long enough that, I mean, it can basically go the length of the arena, as you're seeing here. Pretty crazy. Parker trying to trace down Dalbert, and does. By the time he does so, Rookie's back to defend. Rookie, blocked. Vanished. Other Rookie now. So Core can basically draw a line in the sand and say, you shall not cross, in particular with Rookie with that legendary talisman. But enough time here for Toon Dragon to speed on in with Dalbert for 20 damage plunge. And he had prayer beads, or rather he had the equivalent of prayer beads with his mastery, so he's back. Rookie, he's blocked. Big cast there, though, banishes the entire team. Oh, and I think his momentum, yes, took him into the Pyre there for a plunge, but it looked like Cole was trying to set up a throw. Does actually mean he got a little bit more damage in the process, but it does also mean the Rookie is now gone for this series. Dalbert versus Dalbert. Toon Dragon, who escapes here, has a stamina back, then rushes in, but gets banished before he can make it in. Now Core's Dalbert. Looking for an opening here. Can't find one. Parker. Against Parker. Trying to sidestep those big casts. Now Dalbert for Core. Back to Parker, and again, doesn't have Rookie. At best, has only 2 curves. So he needs to find a way to make this work, and oh, looks like he may have found that opportunity just then. But gets stopped before he can make it in. Dalbert this time manages to hop on in, and does have that Curve Fang for extra damage. And he also has the built-in prayer beads, so he is back. Rookie makes that line. So here as well. It's almost like a sapling, well, with the duration of time that it's on the ground there, and basically meaning to your opponent, don't go here. Opportunity here for Rookie, though. Those curves do come back from banishment quickly. In fact, quickly enough, the Toon Dragon is able to intercept here. The Core is in place to intercept that throw as well. Rookie out of stamina. Oh, opportunity here. Toon Dragon vanishes, or plunges for 20. That means one more of those could do the trick for Toon Dragon. Or vanishes 2. Has time. So might have cut that throw a little bit short, just 11 damage here. Another banishment there for Rookie. He's blocked before making it in. Banishes 1, then gets banished. Now Parker, Toon Dragon over to Rookie. Back to Parker. Waiting. For to commit, and then goes in the other way for the winning plunge.
Good game.
GG. Alright. Let's head on back. And chat, let us know if there's anything you want to see for the next one. Gomir's Fang actually good. It was interesting. It does require that you commit more to the right side curve tree, which I think is a hard sell. But if you are going to go that route, then maybe it's usable. Parker does deserve his freedom after all. That may be. Okay, and just to check in with you two, how are you two doing? Either you feel like you need to swap out, you good to stick around, how you feeling? Toon Dragon says this will be his last match. Core says I can do either. Alright, so chat, let that be known. If anyone does want to swap in, then we will be looking for someone to take Toon Dragon's place after this match. Core says maybe same situation for me as well. Alright, so yeah, chat, bear that in mind. We may be looking for 2 to come in after this one. And Chewing Dragon has been a big fan of the Nomads today. Gives us a 3 Nomads request here. I was gonna say, what do we want to do to finish it between these 2? And the answer is apparently 3 Nomads now. Is there anything else to build off of that, or is it just the Nomads? Is that a no talismans? Or is that a no as in nobody prevent us from doing what we want with our talismans? It is no. Okay. Anything else? Or will that be it? I mean, this is very similar in that case to what we saw previously with our Nomad duel. Chewing Dragon is getting amped up. Knights of the Sea, alright. I feel like we haven't heard it much. Maybe not at all even today. Yet, at least. Chewing Dragon, did you request Thrash Pack earlier today? You made a request! Anyways, it's looking like that may be it, unless anyone has any last-minute requests here. In which case, let's get started. Alright, and why not? We're on the boat as well.
Makes sense.
Chewing Dragon says no. Please, no. Well, it will be interesting. It's no talismans, yeah? That was part of the request here, so it is, you'll take your masteries, yes, but it's all nomads, no talismans. Hype is ruined. I don't know, doesn't that add to the epicness of it? Adds to the chaos, for sure. So of course we'll be seeing both players taking 100% nomads here. That is the request. And with no talismans means there's not much opportunity to differentiate from one team to the next. So it's going to come down largely to just execution here. Alright, and here we go. Triple nomads, no talismans. Another round of this duel that we saw previously, perhaps. Edwin sneaks in a quick throw here for 10 damage. And Edwin with big power cast, not enough to stop Lendl though. He retreats. Edwin goes down. Snadra's turn. Snadra gets rid of Snadra. Meanwhile, Lendl brings her back and goes down himself. And Snadra brings Lendl back. But it is Core's Snadra who actually plunges here. For a second, looked like he was charging up a throw, but maybe momentum took him into the Pyre. Then again, that is extra damage. Though it does mean that Snadra is now gone for this series for Core. Lendl leapfrogging a couple defenders. Then throws in for a quick 6 damage. Leeches back 3 in the process. Oh, double shoulder smash there, I believe. Snadra goes down. Lendl brings her back. And is looking to take the orb here, but gets stuck in the corner. Now makes his move. Back to Lendl. Goes for the throw, which is intercepted. Snadra for core. Edwin back to defend. Oh, but Snadra goes right past him. Plunging for 20 and leeching for 10. Double shoulder smash once more. Lendl versus Lendl. Forward to Hedwin, and he gets shoulder smash. Now no one on Core's side, whereas Shooting Dragon at full power here. That means time to charge up a full damage. Throw from Hedwin, although that may have been Shooting Dragon's, or at least one of Shooting Dragon's exiles that did not have leech. So under ideal circumstances would have made sure to do that and get some 10 Pyre life back in the process. Hedwin stopped with the shoulder smash.
Oh, that happened.
Oh, it did? Did get some leech?
Didn't see it coming.
Another round of shoulder smashing here. Lendl brings back Snadra. Goes flying all over the arena. Goes down. Hedwin versus Hedwin. Hedwin has room. Plunges for 20 and leeches 10. That puts Core in a very strong position here. 99 Pyre life. And more importantly, Shooting Dragon down to just 15. So one full damage score coming from Core would be all it takes. Trying to do the trick here with Lendl. Gets rid of the last of the defenders. Oh, and sneaks in a salute for the taunt. Gets banished and the throw gets intercepted. So the BM is punished this time. But can Shooting Dragon hit Core where it hurts? Not this time. Gets banished. Ooh, but might have an opportunity here. Gets the orb back. Scores for 20. Hedwin versus Snadra. They both banish each other. The other Snadra gets the orb back here. Brings back her friend. Now makes moves, and the throw is quick. Just 7 damage and a little bit of leech here for Core. Doesn't change the situation much. Still, a full damage score is more than enough for Core. Core, oh, sees all the Nomads line up and banishes all of them with one cast. Now goes for the salute. Twice at that, and then flips in for the win.
GG. That was fun.
GG.
I love how the shoulder smash just disintegrates the nomads. It is...
Especially when you have a double shoulder smash. It's just like, oh, poof, there goes everyone.
Yeah.
Until the next rite.
Well played, you two. And with that, I believe our two players here were saying that they were looking to swap out. Although if you want to stick around, of course, you're welcome to do so. Just to confirm, 1, 2 of you switching out, staying in. How you feeling? Imagine if we had that in real life. Excuse me? Shoulder smash people out of existence? Not sure we want that in real life. That would be a little concerning if that was possible. Shooting Dragon is now going to hibernation. Okay. You'd have to have some pretty powerful shoulders. You're not wrong. Alright, so that means we're at least looking for one person to swap in here for Shooting Dragon. Last one for Core as well. Okay. So that means we're looking for 2 people to jump in here. In which case, if anyone in chat is interested in doing so, let me know. And if not, then Core can stick around for Liberation Rite. Alright. Let us see in that case. Is there anyone hanging out in chat who's not yet gotten the chance to play today who would like to do so? If so, now is your opportunity. Have just that. Yeah, yeah, thanks for stopping by, Chune Dragon. Pleasure to have you, as always. So yeah, do we have anyone else who would like to, or I mean, ideally 2 people who would like to swap in here? I mean, of course, if need be, I can jump in. Be one of those 2 people. Otherwise, as Core was saying, we could, of course, bring Core back in here, and then we could have Core and myself go. But my preference is, of course, to get as many of you in as possible. And I forget, did we... Core and Iroder, did you guys play each other earlier, or did you not play each other at all earlier on in the day? If not, then I would say we could potentially get Iroder back in if he's up for it. Perhaps it's been long enough. And, you know, if you guys... It's one thing if you guys played 20 matches with each other, but if you guys didn't play earlier, then that could be worth doing. Way too tired? Okay, no worries. No worries then, Iroder. Should've gone to bed an hour ago. Alright. No worries then, Iroder. Yeah, in that case, it looks like maybe we're looking at getting Core back in here, and then I suppose I'd play him, and if we don't have anyone else, and Core's thinking, probably just good for one more match and that's it, then I think that means we're looking at a Liberation right here. So, last call if anyone else does want to hop in. Otherwise, I think that is the course of action that we would take here. But seeing no one raising their hands, I think that is what we'll go for. In that case, let's reel Core back in. Alright, Core. You have been re-invited. Revol's like, I sense a pun. Alright, and Core, if you could just double check here if you're player 1 or player 2 right now. Suppose I can plug in my controller here and then I can confirm. Yeah, if you're moving around the cursor, then it seems like you're still player 1. That's fine. In which case, should mean, as I'm plugging in my controller here, I should be, yep, player 2. Okay. So, why don't we have you stick on the Pyre Arts there? We have you all set up. I'll go through Nightwings then as my backup. Okay. Throw my name in here. Just switch my sigil real quick. There we are. Okay. And, Core, you're saying you're probably just looking to be in for one match and that's it? Is that the idea? In which case we'd want to go Liberation right here?
Yeah.
Okay. That is fine. In which case, that means, well, we'll be entering Liberation Rite Protocol, so we will turn off the in-game music, bring back TariqBot here. So 1 moment as we resummon him. And the alternate versions of Never to Return, are those on the Black Mandolin, White Loop, or are they on the base soundtrack? I don't remember. Does anyone remember? I'm just trying to increase the likelihood that TariqBot actually understands these requests. Don't remember. Give this a shot. But I vaguely remember that specifically with, it is Black Mandolin? Okay, thank you. That should help. Yeah, I think this is going to be correct. I think it's correct. Okay, in that case, we're all ready to go here. We will, of course, be going Follow Solium, Sermon Intro. No request for this one. We are going to be going with our best teams. This is our final night of the Rite, our Liberation Rite. So, without further ado, let's get going. Right, and the original one, or the Nightwings is the original one. Gotcha.
Why, hello, exiles. Welcome to the fall of Solium. Here you may step closer to achieving freedom. Let us determine which of you is the superior. Pyre hearts stand prepared. True Nightwings stand ready. Who shall thrive?
Alright, so of course, no requests here. Liberation Rite, so take whatever you would like. Okay, let's see. And let me just double check that scouting report here real quick. Okay, so the usual setup that we would tend to see Core use on Gilman. Just this time it's Lady River. Okay. And I think I'm gonna stick with my usual high fashion. So, do I want to mix it up at all talisman-wise? I could. Nah, we'll keep it simple here, I suppose. Okay, then it's going to be Gertrude, it would appear. And a quick throwing Gertrude. Very dangerous. No, maybe Wilda instead. Maybe a different mastery setup. All the way down for Stubborn Flame, meaning that I will deal 10 less damage if I'm in the lead. That'll be tough. Then, just double check the positioning wise. You have Milla on the top. Okay. In which case... And you went with the... Did you ultimately go with the Quick Throwing Talisman, or did you switch out once you went with the Milla? No, you did. Okay. In that case, I think I'm going to put Gareth down here. And he'll be my Quick Thrower.
Exile.
And then it's Ruki with Jomir's Fang. Okay, well, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. Maybe it is the new meta incoming here. My last character will be Izo here. And we'll give him Lanthorn. So here we go, our Liberation Rite, our final night of the night between Core and myself. Core representing the Pyre Hearts, myself representing the True Nightwings. So best of luck to you.
In honor of the scribes. That's it.
Ooh, you caught it. Hello. How's it going?
Hilda's not so scary now.
That is such a funny line.
Magnificent.
Oh, but there's the stubborn flame kicking in already. It does make things a little more challenging. Ooh, that was not a good idea. Hello. Ooh, you know, I was actually going for the go straight into the Pyre approach. Just plunge. Oh, that might catch you a little bit off guard. Alas, it did not.
Resplendent.
Alright, so there's a 15 damage score there for Core. Hello. No! You recovered quickly enough. You saw it coming. Please leave me alone. There we go. Alright. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Look down, I'm like, oh, all my exiles are right next to each other, perfectly lined up, aren't they? Yeah, this is exactly what Core wants, isn't it?
Not much force of will behind that thrust. Not much of a splash that time.
But again, that stubborn flame, it adds up. It adds up a lot. I mean, it is cutting my damage in half here. It's obviously pretty significant. Ooh, just in time to avoid that. That's not who I want. That's not who I want. Or is it? Or is it? No, you remembered. However, did you remember this?
The orbs unclaimed again.
Ooh, bad timing. Also, don't like Tizo hanging out there.
She soared right in. Once more like that, and we are finished here.
Ooh, that throw may make it in here.
Twas
It does.
flung right in. The orb is taken.
Ooh, intercepted. Well done. Not quite quick enough there, or am I? Okay. Now it would take one more, despite what the voice was saying last time. That was, of course, not true because there was the whole stubborn flame aspect. This is not a good place for my people to be standing. Ooh, that's stuck. Oh, that was I accidentally started saluting rather than passing. That was not the intention. That throw just off target. Just barely got Gareth out of there. And that is
Good game.
it. GG. Well played.
The true night winds prevail. The scribes themselves surely have taken note. Thus ends this night's
Hypercur working out a little bit.
Yeah, you know, it was an interesting curse setup for sure. But with that, like the voice said, that will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So, with that, thank you all, those of you who participated in the rite today, and those of you who gave us the request today. I'm going to duck out of Discord, but I will see you next week. And that does, of course, mean that we are losing TariqBot here, so one moment. While I turn our music back on, and throw this screen on here. But thank you, everybody who was watching today. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you, everybody who participated in the rites, and thank you, everybody who gave us the various requests today. We had at least 1 or 2 requests where I think we had one that we'd never seen before. So, what was it? The one with the imps only able to score as howlers? That was really cool. That being said, if you guys are interested in getting more involved in all this multiplayer Pyre stuff, the best place to do that is to join the RITE Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on this link. If I spelled that correctly. Hold on, attempt number 2. That link right there is the best way to get more involved in this multiplayer Pyre action. We are doing these RITE Nights every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. US Eastern Time. My name's Vids. I'm hosting these RITE Nights, and other than that, I am also streaming Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Fridays, Mass Effect Multiplayer on Saturdays, of course, Pyre on Sundays. Then we just this week, on Thursday, finished in its entirety, The Witcher 3. So that was awesome. And now, on YouTube, posting the VODs for all those streams. Lids Vids there as well on YouTube, as well as videos for Gwent, the Witcher-themed card game, and Thronebreaker, the Gwent campaign, and did also for Bastion, the first game that Supergiant created, for its 10th anniversary, which was earlier this past week, I believe on Wednesday, made a video for that, our first ever Bastion video. So if you're interested in checking that out, that is there on YouTube as well. That is just about it for me, though. So if you haven't done so yet already, you can, of course, hit the follow button to get a notification when we're live. You can also follow me on Twitter at LidsVids. I'll post there when we're live as well. The best place to stay up to date on all things Lids, however, is actually joining my own Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. And, well, thank you all for watching. That's going to be it for me for tonight.